Good morning. Who are you influenced by the most? Are you still influenced by high school buddies that are bringing you down, that are stuck in the past on some level? Are you influenced by family members that are maybe taking you away from your goals and discouraging you away from your goals? Or maybe don't allow you to see the point of investing in yourself? Yesterday I talked about coaches, and I talked about how a good coach is sometimes not the best business person themselves. They're the best coach. And those are sometimes different things. They're not always the different things, but they can be. What I want to encourage you today with is I had a really good coach early on. His name is Ken. He's become an extremely good friend. And if you want, maybe I'll send a link or something to him, because he's fantastic. He taught me how to invest in real estate on a completely different level than I was. But he also taught me some other things. One thing, and this is fascinating, when you start spending time with the right people, you start understanding how different people view the world, how they interact with others. I had no clue how to network. I had no clue how to really spend time with people in public in a business world. And one thing he taught me was, and I learned this very quickly, was pay for somebody else's meal. When you're going out for coffee, when you're going out for food, pay for somebody else's meal. If you are getting something of value from them, make sure that you're adding value in some way. This is also, I found, a fantastic test for whether somebody's too cheap to work with or not. If I go out with somebody, I typically, if you know me, if you've spent any time with me, I'll typically pay for your meal, your coffee, whatever it is that we're going out for. But this is what I will do, and maybe you'll notice yourself in this too. When we do go out, if I've done this 2 or 3 times, if I've paid for things 2 or 3 times, and no one else is paying, no one even offers to do it, then that tells me very quickly that I'm with somebody who's extremely cheap. And if I'm with somebody who was not willing to even share a coffee or do something like that, or share the price of it, then to me, I'm going, this is not somebody I want to do business with. If you are so tight on your cash that you cannot or will not spend a little bit of money to help somebody else out, that doesn't work very well. And you find out in the business world, people don't go Dutch as much as it works in other worlds. Typically in the business world, people take care of each other. And there's this kind of idea of, hey, I'm going to take care of you now. Yeah, I'm sure you'll catch me in the future. But you got to make sure that you catch somebody else in the future if you're receiving from somebody. So make sure that if you've been receiving from somebody, that you give something of value. Here's the second thing that I'm going to throw out there for today. And again, find a coach. Don't just find people, but find a coach. Find somebody who's going to really invest in you every day. I started off this video with saying, hey, are people influencing you in the right way? When you've got a coach, when you invest in yourself, what happens is now you've got somebody on a consistent base who's investing in you and helping you think differently. I was with somebody this morning, I was with a client this morning who's having a really rough week. And I helped her through the process to change how she's thinking and her perspective on this and how to interact with the people she's struggling with right now. And that will change her week, but it'll also change her mind, which will change the rest of her life. I get super excited about that. So, okay, I said another thing to pay attention to. Whenever you're going out for coffee with somebody, whenever you're going out to a meal with somebody, whenever you're going networking or with a coach or whoever it is, make sure you ask yourself, how can I add value to this relationship? This is something I constantly ask when I'm going out with somebody. I will ask, hey, so I ask a few questions, get to know them, get to know what their problems are, what their desires are, and then I'm going to ask them a very specific question, and that's this. How could I be of value to you right now? How can I help out with this problem right now? I've got maybe these contacts, or I've got these people I know, or I've got some tools available to me, or some articles maybe to read up on, or my own services. But no matter what it is, how could I be of value to you right now? When you ask that question, what you're doing is you're offering help when people need it, because you've uncovered it. Always be bringing value to a relationship. The more you bring value to a relationship, the more you are going to receive value later on. I'm going to finish off with a really quick story. So in Western culture, sometimes we don't really understand this well. Eastern culture is very different. There was a story that I read about a person who had basically stolen money from their owner. They were a manager of farms and stuff. And they had mismanaged the money, and they found out they were going to be fired. So they went out to the people that owed his boss money, and he said to these people, hey, listen, you owed this much money, you owed $100 million, let's slash it to $50 million. You owe this, I'm going to change it to this. What he did was he slashed prices. He helped out a whole bunch of other people. And the moral of the story was, be like that person, be shrewd, be wise. And I always struggled with that, thinking like, but he cheated. out as his owner. And I've come to realize Eastern cultures get this way better than Western cultures. Eastern cultures will build relationship, because relationship with somebody surpasses other value that you can receive from somebody. If you have the relationship with the right person in your community, that person can help you out 100 times more than a few bucks here or there, or a small gift or something like that. What this manager was doing in this old story was he was building rapport, he was building relationship with all these other people so that when he got fired, he'd be taken care of. And it's the same in today's business world. If you take care of people, I'm not saying be dishonest or cheat anyone out of money, but if you help people around you, they're going to get your back at another later date. Now, if somebody is not willing to get your back, if you pick this up, that they don't get other people's backs, do not spend time with these people, because these people will hurt you in the future rather than help you. I threw a lot of ideas at you this morning, and then it was kind of convoluted. I threw a few different ideas in a few different ways. Here's the main point that I was trying to say. Build relationship with the right people in your life. Do what you need to build relationship with the right people in your life. Nothing dishonest, nothing that lacks integrity, but do things that will build these relationships, because they are so valuable. So many times I've talked to somebody who's lost their job, or they've been out of business or whatever. Because they're relationships, they can get right back into business again and do extremely well. That's far more important than spending time with people who drain you, that suck life out of you. And I'm not saying divorce your family and all your friends if a lot of them are negative, but slowly transfer it and spend time with people that are going to uplift you and be valuable in your life on so many levels. Make today fantastic.